Hey everyone, it's Amy with Pretty Presets, and I am going to do a quick cloning video. I just posted this picture in the group, and I wanted to see if people could tell where I had cloned, because it's always nice to have your guys' eyes to kind of double check what I do sometimes. So what I did was clone out this whole section of the image, and I replaced it with stuff over here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on our cloning tool right here. I'm going to have it set on clone and not heal. Heal is great if you are cloning something like on a face, like if there's a stray hair on the face, then I would use the heal tool. But generally I use the cloning tool. And I usually leave my feather around here. Sometimes I will change it, but for this image, I'm going to leave it about right there. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do one nice big circle here, because I have a big enough area over here to take from. So I'm going to make sure that's nice and big, and I'm going to select about right there, because my goal is to get rid of this light area over here. And right now I have the H key hit, so it's not showing where my sample is coming from. So I'm just going to click on that to show. Pretty sure we don't want two copies overhead. I want my sample image to come from right in here. Now, see how it's rather soft right here? That's because of where my feathering is. So I do want to go ahead and adjust that, because I want more of that clone sample to go ahead and be more like solid. I don't need as much feathering there. So I can actually come up a little bit more on that. Perfect. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of move it a little bit so that it will be more in line with where I want. I don't want all of this patio right here to be taken away. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to, if I were to try and do another sample from right here, it would overlap with this and it would make things really hard. So I'm going to hit the H key again, and then they disappear. So I'm going to make my circle smaller now, because now I don't need it as big. So I'm going to do a spot right here, and I'm going to click on my H key to see where that came from. So we're going to make that come from about over here. You want to make sure that it comes from an area where it's going to be able to kind of blend in. If I did it from up here, that doesn't blend in with it. But if I do it right here, that does blend in nicely. Now, if you notice, the line around the circle was a little bit hard, so I'm going to go back to adjusting my feather and making it soft again. So I'm going to click at the H key again, make it disappear. I need more of this area covered. It's coming from the dress, so I click H key, bring it over here. I'm going to do that. I'm going to reduce the feathering a little bit. Okay, and that's good for that right there. Now what I'm going to do is a couple small areas. That way I can kind of even out my sidewalk, and I'm going to go like this, and I'm going to be pretty happy with that. Now I'm going to come up here to the gold spot that's right here. That isn't anywhere else here, so I'm just going to get rid of that just because. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to look for areas that repeat the pattern. You don't want to repeat the pattern. So see how right here there's one red spot and then two. I've got that same pattern repeated over here. So what I'm going to do is just do a clone like in the middle of that. Where is that coming from? Right here. I'm just going to do something to break that up. And I'm going to increase the feathering on that. Okay, so I think actually I'd like to have that come from there. That looks better. I need more lighter green. Okay, and then let's see if I've got another pattern repeating itself. I think this 2-1 is kind of right here as well. So we're going to do the same thing and just kind of come up here, get rid of that. Make sure those colors blend in. Okay, so let's see if we're repeating ourselves on the bottom anywhere. I'm not seeing, it looks like right here and right here kind of blend each other. So we're going to do this here, and let's see where that came from. It came from a little high. So let's go with that right there. Okay. And we're done. That's it. That's all we needed to do. So you can see, since this is a sidewalk and it's got, you know, all the leaves and flowers there, the sidewalk portion doesn't have to be perfect. So I'm not worried about that at all. And we've just done a cloning of the sidewalk in the background there, and it only took us a few minutes. So hopefully you learned something new about cloning and the power of the H key. Go out and make something pretty today. Bye.